Yes. It's steel.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean.
Keeping it real.
Hello, and to the channel. My name is Steven, and this is Steel Keeping It Real. Now, the second song that I'm going to do for my Female Friday is The Pretenders and Message of Love. Now, are a couple of people that have done this song, but I don't know if it has enough exposure in my mind to not do a reaction video for this. Now, this song, I believe, came out in 1981, I believe. And I was living in England when I heard this song, different than the Pointer Sisters, where I was living in the United States. I thought this was an English band for the longest time because I heard it when I got to England, and come to find out, the only person who's American in the group is Chrissie Hynde, and she's the lead singer. She's actually from my state, Ohio, and I didn't know that. Also know she married the guy from lead singer of Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. And they had a kid together, but then she got remarried. I think she's been married 4 times. But I heard she had a struggle because certain bands before she got her band wouldn't take her seriously because she was a female, and she never had her own band, and she was jumping from here to there, just trying to get gigs, trying to get some recognition. And then finally, I believe I read it was 1979, where she did get her own band, and that first album that they had at least produced 1 hit. But it's funny how, sometimes it takes you so long and you have to put in so much work, but in the end it does kind of pay off, because once the Pretenders started making hits, they went on a pretty big run up until, I can't remember what year Chrissie Hynde did I Got You Babe with UB40. But you're talking about all the way up until that time period. And in between there, they have things like Don't Get Me Wrong, and I'll Stand By You, and Brass in Pocket, and what's the other one? Back on the Chain Gang. All these hits were happening between that first album and, even 1989, I believe. So they were pretty big. So without any further ado, here is Chrissie Hynde and the Pretenders doing Message of Love.
And here we go.
Now the reason we're here as man and woman is to love each other, take care of each other. When love walks in the room, everybody stand up. Oh, it's good, 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 like Brigitte Bardot. Now look at the people in the streets, in the bars. We are all of us in the gutter. Some of us are looking at the stars. Look round the room. Life is unkind. We fall, but we keep getting up. Over and 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 over. Me and you, every night, every day. We'll be together, always this way. Your eyes are blue, like the heavens above. Talk to me, darling, with a message of love. Now the reason we're here, every man, every woman, is to help each other, stand by each other. When love walks in the room, everybody stand up. Oh, it's good, good, good. Say I love you, 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 I love you.
Alright, so that was Message of Love by the Pretenders. Now, I would put this as a summer song, because that bridge and the way the song faded out in the last like 30 seconds, maybe even more, it became very light, and it sounded like the sun is out. You have the windows rolled down, and you're just doing this. You're just doing this outside your window with the wind and all that kind of stuff. It just sounds like one of those type of songs, carefree, and it is talking about messages of love. So yeah, that's a great song. That is 1981 is when that song came out. At one time, I thought the drummer looked like the guitarist or drummer for Adam and the Ants, and I'll put a picture there just so you can see, but I don't think it's the same person. And the reason why I thought about that is that I learned in the early parts of the Pretenders being formed, she had a lot of other musicians who were in other groups that would come in and play, because she didn't, that person didn't exist to play in the studio. So she would actually get guys from other bands, whether it be like from Roxy Music or what else did I see? So here it is. She once played with the guy from Culture Club. When she tried to start the group, she tried to get Mick Jones from The Clash, and Tony James of Generation X also auditioned, and it wasn't until the late 70s where she got her start, and they had Robbie McIntosh on guitar, Malcolm Foster on bass. During the recording of the next album, The Worldwide Learning to Crawl, Chambers left the band, and in mid-1980s, before the Get Closer album was released, the album's original Pretender, including the hits Don't Get Me Wrong and My Baby, amidst the ever-changing lineup, Hine endured as the sole original Pretender until Chambers returned. So yes, she was always. People were coming and going. People were coming and going. Even though she was making hits, they weren't staying. And then the fact that, if somebody comes back, it's like, what'd you leave in the first place for? I understand everybody's got to have their own wings and fly,
It's me.
But, if it's a good thing, it's a good thing. And they had all those hits during that short period of time. Why would you leave? You would ask that about a lot of people. The Beatles, the Commodores, just about anybody who was part of a group who went solo. It's like, why did you leave? Like, even Bobby Brown is like, why did you leave? Because right before Bobby Brown, or right after Bobby Brown was put out his hits, that's when New Edition got Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis to do their album, and then they also did Johnny Gill's album and Ralph Tresvant's album, but they didn't do Bell Biv DeVoe. They got their own kind of producer for that. So enough with that. Please, I hope you like this song as well as I like this song and liked this song from back in the day. It brings back a lot of memories, and if you know this song, comment on what memories it brings back to you when you hear this song. Please continue to like, subscribe, share, comment, and peace.